Hello everyone, Carson here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1227 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for October 28th, 2024. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1227. I'm gonna start with the word minus. Alright, all of the letters are grey, so let's guess a totally different word. For example, chore. I'm not so sure about the H though. I'll guess it anyway. Okay, still, all grays. What is going on? Alright, so the only vowel that I haven't guessed, excluding Y, is A. So I have to put A somewhere. Could it be an A only in the middle, surrounded by two double consonants? I'm not sure. Or it could be a repeated A. That's possible. Or it could contain a Y. Alright, I'm gonna try the word dafty. Is that a word? Actually, I'm not so sure, because I want to include definitely the A. Whoops, the A. But I want to see whether L is in this word or not. Is platy a word? Either platypus is a word. Oh, it is. Platy or platy, whatever. Okay. Um, Indeed, there is actually a Y, which is placed at the end. About the A, it should go second, right? Imagine it being daddy. Three Ds in this word. Well, it could also be something like baggy, or could it repeat an A? Or could be something like jazzy. Hmm. I'm looking at more combinations, see if I miss anything or not. No, I think it's just daddy or jazzy. I'm gonna try daddy first. Oh, it was none of the two options that I considered. There is a D, but what surrounds the A? Is something like gaudy a word? No? Okay. I'm kind of confused as to what goes between the A and D. We know that it's not another D. I don't know, 40, 40. I'll just fit whatever. Okay, that is actually the Wordle answer. Right, did not expect that. But, um, I thought that putting a W between A and D was the most likely, because you could pronounce it. You could sound it out. For others, for other letters, if you want to put them between the A and D, they would sound so weird. So I thought W would be most likely to go between A and D, but no, absurd words like these, bawdy, I just never see them. I never see these words. So that's why I have no clue what word to guess, because I literally don't know words that follow this pattern. So yeah, it did contain some wild or some random guessing, but in the end, I got there. Um, don't know what this word even means. All right. Anyway, bawdy, Bawdy. This is the Wordle answer for today. All right, I got it in 5 tries. I'll take it because these are like okay, B, W, and D are definitely not commonly used consonants. Um, so like it wasn't easy to guess. So uh, the result of me guessing today's Wordle answer in 5 tries, I'll take that. Okay, I'll take that. So yeah, after I'm done with Wordle number 1227, uh, the answer is bawdy. I'm gonna move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today is October 28th, 2024, and I'm gonna start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. I see that these three points left, and this 3 points up. This 3 points up, so in block 6, the digit 3 is forced into one of these two cells. These ones force the digit 1 into one of these two cells in block 8. Okay, this one does the same thing with the 3s. It points up. So these two cells form a 1-3 pair. As you can see in block 6, the digits 1 and 3 are missing. And these 1s and 3s take both of these two digits out of these 3 cells. So in order to fit both 1 and 3 into block 6, these two open cells would have to be reserved for 1 and 3, because they can only go into these two cells. Two digits can only go into these two cells. So I have to make them reserved for 1 and 3 in this case. So this 1-3 pair eliminates all other digits from these two cells, making the other 3 open cells contain the other missing digits of block 6. They are 2, 4, and 7, where this cell sees another 7. So, as you can see in block 6, the digits 2, 4, and 7 are forced into column 8. So these 7s point down, and this cell sees another 7. Okay, 4 does the same thing. 4's from block 6, 4's here points up, and this 4 points right. So in block 3, the digit 4 is forced into row 1, and then these 4's force the digit 4 into one of these two cells in block 2. Okay, all of these 9's force the digit 9 into this cell in block 4. Okay, 9 and 5 in column 4 points up, and other 5 and 9 in row 1 points right. So now look at block 2. 5 and 9 go into one of these 3 cells. And you might have noticed that I have marked 3 digits into these 3 cells. 4, the digit 4 in block 2 can only go into one of these two cells. And for both 5 and 9. Both 5 and 9 in block 2 can only go into these 3 cells. Well, one of the 3 cells. Okay, now, I have marked 3 digits into 3 cells. And 4, 5, and 9 can only go into these 3 cells. So in order to fit 4, 5, and 9, in order to fit these 3 digits into block 2, I would have to make these 3 cells reserved for 4, 5, and 9. Because they can only go into these 3 cells. So I must make these 3 cells reserved for 4, 5, and 9. So this 4, 5, 9 triple eliminates all other digits from these 3 cells. Now, 7 cannot go into the 4, 5, 9 triple, and with this 7 pointing up, the digit 7 in block 2 is forced into row 1. So these 7s points left, and this cell sees another 7. So in block 1, the digit 7 is forced into this cell. And then these 7s force the digit 7 into this cell in block 7. And then these 7s points right, and this cell sees another 7. So in block 9, the digit 7 is forced into this cell. Okay, after I place the 7, the digit 3 in block 1 is immediately forced into this cell. Alright, there are 3 open cells left in block 1. The missing digits are 1, 6, and 8. Alright, let's mark down. Let's do some markings of some more restricted cells, which means that only, well, at most 3 digits are possible to go into a specific cell. Let's look at column 4. In column 4, the missing digits are 1, 2, 6, and 8. These 2 cells see 1, and on top of that, this cell sees 2. So it's 6, 8, and 2, 6, 8. 1, 2, 6, 8. This cell does not see any of them. This cell sees 2, so it's 1, 6, or 8. Alright, now column 7. In column 7, 1, 2, 4, and 8 are missing digits. These 2 cells see 1, and on top of that, this cell sees 4. So it's 2, 8, 2, 4, 8. Alright, and up here, the cell sees 1 and 4, so this cell can only contain 2 or 8. Oh, interesting. So yeah, in column 7, 1 is a missing digit. So I have to put 1 somewhere in this column, but cannot go into these 3 open cells. So that leaves only 1 open cell available for the digit 1. So in this column, the digit 1 is forced into this cell, because all other open cells see another 1, but I still have to fit 1 somewhere in this column. So in column 7, the digit 1 is forced into this cell. And then, well, after that, I have to put a 4 somewhere, but these 2 open cells see another 4. So same logic as the one that I just placed. In column 7, the digit 4 is forced into this cell because I still have to place it somewhere in this column, but cannot go into the other open cells. And so this open cell is the only cell available for 4 in this column, so it must go here. Alright, and then these 4s points left to force the digit 4 into this cell in block 7. And then these 4s force the digit... What am I saying? Okay, sorry. Sometimes when I speak too fast, my mouth cannot keep up with my brain, and sometimes that's why I stutter. Alright, these 4s force the digit 4 into one of these 2 cells in block 4. Okay, remember that the digit 4 in block 6 is forced into column 8, right? So these 4s point up, and this cell sees another 4. So in block 3, the digit 4 is forced into this cell. Alright, in row 7. In row 7, 1, 6, and 8 are missing digits. So 168, 168, 168. But this cell sees 1 and 8. This cell sees 1 and 8, so this cell ends up being a 6, leaving a 1-8 pair in the remaining 2 open cells in this row. Alright, this 1-8 pair does make the other 3 open cells in block 8 a triple of 3, 6, and 9. Okay, okay, interesting. So remember that the digit 2 in block 6 is forced into column 8. So 2's here point up. So these 3 cells cannot contain 2 because it sees 2 from block 6. So after I eliminate 2 from these 3 cells, the digit 2 in block 3 is forced into row 3. Right? So 2's here, eliminate 2 from this cell. So the digit 2 which goes into row 3 in block 3 with this 2 and this 2. So yeah, all of these 2's, no matter hidden or given, they force the digit 2 into this cell in block 2. And then these 2's force the digit 2 into this cell in block 5. And now 2 is eliminated from this cell. And now out of these 3 cells, this cell sees 2 and 7. So it makes this cell a 4, leaving behind a 2-7 pair in the other 2 cells. Alright, after I place this 2, I can then force the digit 7 into this cell in block 2, leaving a 6-8 pair behind in row 1. Alright, there's a 168 triple, meaning that the other 3 open cells in row 2 contain 4, 5, and 9. But this cell sees 4, so it's 5 on 9. Alright, this 6-8 pair eliminates 8 from this cell, making the cell a 1. There's an 8. These 8s, yeah, this 8 points up and this 8 points left. So in block 5, the digit 8 is forced into one of these 2 cells. Alright, so I was just looking at the missing digits of column 3, and I found a single. Alright, so you can first mark down all digits 1 through 9 into this cell, and eliminate the digits that the cell sees, or cannot contain, one by one. So when I say sees, I mean this cell already shares a certain digit with this, I mean in the same column, row, or block. If this cell sees, I mean, if this cell shares, well, how do I say it? If a certain digit is in the same row, column, or block as this cell, then I can say that this cell sees that digit. Alright, so, well, in other words, when the cell sees a certain digit, then that digit cannot go into the cell. Alright, the cell sees 1. Whoops, sorry. This cell sees 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So the only digit that this cell does not see is 3. And in Sudoku, we cannot leave cells empty. We can't have empty cells in Sudoku, so I must fit one digit into every cell, right? In order to avoid empty cells, I must fit one digit into every cell. And if this cell cannot contain 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it can only contain 3, well then it must be a 3, because 3 is the only digit that can go into this cell. If I don't put a 3 into this cell, then it's no good, because this cell would end up being empty, and we don't want that. So, in order to avoid empty cells, I must make the cell a 3, because it's the only digit that can go into the cell, and all others can't. So, it must be a 3. This leaves a 5, 6, 8 triple in this column, and you might have noticed that these two open cells see another 5. So in column 3, the digit 5 is forced into this cell, because it still has to go somewhere, but can't go into the other open cells. Alright, um... Okay, these 3's point down. To force the digit 3 into this cell in block 7, this 3 points right, making this cell a 3 in block 8. A 2, 6, 8 triple is in block 7. And across row 9, you do spot a 2, 6, 8 triple, or, in other words, these 9's force the digit 9 into the cell in block 9, leaving a 2, 5, 8 triple behind in block 9. This cell is also 2 or 5 for this column. Oh, sorry, this cell cannot contain 2 because it sees 2 from the 2, 7 pair in block 6, so this cell cannot contain 2. Alright, in column 2, 2 is a missing digit. So I have to put 2 somewhere in this column. But these 3 open cells see another 2. So, but I still have to put 2 somewhere. So if it can't go into these 3 open cells, well, then it can only go into the other remaining cell. So in column 2, the digit 2 is forced into this cell, because it still has to go somewhere, but can't go into any other open cells, so it must go here. This 2 makes this a 7 and 2 to resolve this pair, and then these 7's force the digit 7 into this cell in block 5, and then 1 and 4 are the missing digits of row 4. But this cell sees another 1, so I can place the 1 and 4, let's say 4, to complete this row. This is 6 or 8 for the block. Alright, so these ones force the digit 1 into this cell in block 1. Okay, well, this cell cannot contain a 5, sorry. The digit 1 in block 5 is forced into one of these two cells, and the digit 3 in block 5 is forced into the other one of the two cells. Which, these two cells form a 3/8 pair, because in order to fit both 3 and 8 into these two cells, in order to fit both 3 and 8 into block 5, I must make these two cells reserved for 3 and 8, because these two digits can only go into these two cells. 3 and 8 can only go into these two cells. So I must make these two cells reserved for 3 and 8, so this 3/8 pair eliminates all other digits from these two cells, which makes the other two open cells in this block another pair of 1 and 6. Where this 1/6 pair eliminates 6 from the cell. So it makes this cell a 9, this a 6, this is a 9 to not necessarily complete this column, but because this cell sees 4, and the other two cells are 4, 3, and 8, so this must be a 9, which makes this 5, points back to the left, making this cell a 4 after 5 and 9 are eliminated, which makes this 5, 2, 5, 8, 2. I'm just following the markings around. The cell is at 8 to complete this column, which makes this 6, 8, 6, 8, 6, 8, 6, 8. No, did it backwards. Sorry. 6, 8. Okay, sorry. Did that backwards. Should be like this. And then this cell sees 8, so I must make this 3, 8. And then up here, rows 1 and 3 are finished with 6 and 9. And because of this 3, I can place the 1, and the Sudoku puzzle is complete. Alright, I finished today's New York Times Hard Sudoku in 18 minutes and 44 seconds. Alright, I would say this Sudoku puzzle is it's mostly straightforward. I would say it's the right difficulty for a hard difficulty Sudoku. So of course, all pairs and triples are a must-know technique. For example, the 1-3 pair in block 6 and the 2-4-7 pair. I mean, what am I saying? 2-4-7 triple. The 1-3 pair and the 2-4-7 triple in block 6, and this triple also works for this column. So that actually makes some deductions on placement of digits in block 3. The fact that the 2-4-7 triple is lined up in column 8 in block 6. Alright, yeah, I feel like the 4-5-9 triple in block 2 definitely helped a lot. The 4-5-9 triple in block 2 helped a lot, I feel like. And then for things that are not pairs of triples, I would say the single 3 in block 4 at the intersection of row 4 and column 3. This single 3 where I'm pointing at, yeah, it was a single. So yeah, I don't really recall other tricky spots, so if I missed anything, or if you have other questions or difficulties, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to reply you, and of course I'll try my best to solve them. Hopefully this video helped. Alright, in this video I've solved Wordle number 1227 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for October 28th, 2024. See you all next time. Bye!